How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today it's a little bit of a sort of throwaway video in a way. I was planning on, and I've kind of done it, that Aegis installation exploration video. However, the map is a complete tosser, and it took about literally 9 hours of footage I've got. The amount of time it's going to take to edit that somehow down into an hour video is either going to not go well, I'll have to do like a 2, 3, 4, 5-parter or something. Yeah, in the end I've just decided I'm going to go back again tomorrow, but now I actually know the direct route and I don't have to waste my time with all the dead ends and stuff like that. I'm just going to make a much smoother footage of it, basically, where it's not absolutely heavily edited, like, insanely. And then little bits that I need from my original video, I'll just kind of splice them in. So today's video, I'm going to go and do, what's it called, Bridge to Town, but I'm going to go and take the CT681. It was just more of an excuse to go and do that, really. These bridge missions, I mean, there's been 4 of them. I believe I did a video the other day on one of them. I've done a couple of them by myself. This is the route I'm going to take. That little shortcut I just showed you there, do not go that way. It looks like a shortcut, it's a damn lie. I took a dolphin through there, and the dolphin got literally stuck to the point it couldn't move. I just had to winch the whole length of that road with a winch and travel the speed of the winch. So yeah, don't do it. You'll save fuel and all the rest of it if you just don't. I'm going to speed this bit up. This is 1.5 minutes sped up by 8 times, because this is how slow this thing was. I mean, where you start in the garage, you kind of fenced in. There's not really any main you've got a main road leading out the garage, but that just leads to inevitably, like, you know, a snowy, rocky section, etc. So this is probably the quickest way in the end, is just cut back through that snow kind of to this icy, rivery section. But yeah, in the end, it was just a good excuse to try the Cat CT681, really. And got the Loaf behind. I've actually got the new engine now for the Loaf, finally. Just got that literally, like, before then. Yeah, with the time it is now, if I started editing the thing, like I said, the video wouldn't come out until, like, this afternoon / this evening, which is just, I'm not too keen on that anyway. But yeah, finally got the engine. That's what the Loaf's got it in now. There's a little bit of footage right at the end of this video just to show you quickly, sort of the Loaf zipping around. As far as like top speed and everything, obviously it's pretty similar because it's still got the same gearbox. But I suppose, yeah, it does feel a little bit more punchy. This now is completely my fault. I thought I was on a different bit of the map, so I just drove over this bit of ice. Realised as I plunged into it that it's the yeah. I suddenly remembered, like, oh yeah, I know exactly where I am. Fortunately, though, I did have a goddamn horse or a vehicle with me. Oh yeah, one thing I will say about that Aegis or Aegis, I don't know how you pronounce it, I'm just going to stick to Aegis. Northern Aegis installation, take some Loafs. And I'm not just saying that because I love the Loafs. Put it this way, there's 3 watchtowers on that map. I took a Zix 605R and 3 Loafs. The Zix can't get to any of the watchtowers. The Loaf had to go and get all 3 watchtowers, so one of the watchtowers, I reckon the Zix probably could do it, but I still think when I just ended up sending the Loaf for the rest of the way, it was quicker and less fuel used and all the rest of it. Yeah, 2 of the watchtowers I'm pretty much willing to bet money. If the Zix thing had chained on, there's a possible chance, but one of the ways is too narrow for the Zix. The Loaf could fit. Like I said, he's a thick little horse, but he's also nimble. He gets skinny when he needs to. Yeah, so take some Loafs. I mean, again, I wanted to do that video yesterday. I'm kind of glad I didn't even attempt it yesterday, because like I said, I had a banging headache and everything, and knowing what I know now, there's no way I would have got the video done even remotely in time. Yeah, tonight, I mean, like I said, I started at about midnight, and what time is it now? Gone 11. So, yeah, I'd say about 9-10 hours I spent, well, probably, let's say 8 hours scouting it, and then about getting on for 2 hours to find the bloody Loaf engine, which in a typical Trollish manner, it's like 10 foot away from a road you drive down, and it's like you would discover it, but you just miss it because it doesn't quite explore wide enough each side of the vehicle. So yeah, I went and did a whole load of lapping around the map, looking everywhere, and then yeah, eventually we got there. So anyway, like I said, I'll have a nice, neat, smooth, the quickest way possible, no wrong turns. I can explain along the way, this is why you don't want to go down that way. Like I said, I can splice the relevant footage in, but I just think, all in all, it'll be much better. Apologies if you were kind of banking on the that video tonight, but yeah, I will say in the long run, you'll thank me later if you just skip it for one more night. To be honest, it's a crap map. It's horrible. It doesn't feel fun at all. There's no garage on there. There's no fuel stations. There's no... I don't know. It's just a terrible, crappy, boring map that... Yeah, I didn't like it at all, really, and I have no particular plans to go back there. I'm not even bothered, really, at the minute about completing missions on it. Like, it's just one of those maps that I won't go on. Or I'll do the bare minimum. I'll probably, in the end, I might go back with mods. Like, it just, yeah, I mean, this Zix is the best vehicle in the game, pretty much. I don't want to say it's outright the best game. I still think the Dolphin, the Zix, and say the Taiga are probably all joint 3, or maybe throw Bruce in there as well. It's hard to say. I don't think there is an outright winner, but it's definitely up there with the top ones. But even that was just terribly out of its depth on that map. With all sorts of stuff they've been doing, like I said, there's so many roadblocks. There's like 8 roadblocks there. And every time you go down a road, obviously you're in the middle of exploring it, so you don't know, and you just keep coming to dead ends and all sorts, and it just leaves you with nothing but bad, boring, slow options, going 0.1 mile an hour through death ice and death snow and death mud, and it's all, yeah, it's just, I really didn't like that map at all. So at least if I make a video that's just streamlined and straight to the point of like the absolute bare minimum driving needed, it'll be a lot better. And for what it's worth, if I click my fingers and have the editing done today, I'd rather do that, because now with what I'm going to do, it means I have to go back there again tomorrow and drive the whole bloody map again to get cleaner footage. So I ain't exactly thrilled about it myself, but it is what it is. Yeah, well, anyway, as it's been ticking along in the background, this is the Cat CT681. I mean, overall, it's not a terrible truck. It's just out of its depth on this map. I'm going to have to go and look, or I'll just start a new playthrough, or one of my later playthroughs, whatever. Yeah, like I said, testing this on, like, Michigan. I think on Drowned Lands it wouldn't be too bad. The main issue is, I assume it appears to have the same suspension, rear-wise anyway, than as the Cat CT680. AKA no suspension, even though it still appears to be able to take damage and whatever, but the chassis of it just sits so low that anything less than solid terrain, and it's just now starting to scrape its belly a bit. But if you're on the right roads, I mean, the reason why I was able to do this mission, I said it yesterday in one of the videos, that you're going to have to be so particular about which mission you use these trucks on, and you're going to have to make sure it's an easy mission. And long story short, I've built 3 of the 4 bridges, I've cleared the landslides, so now I've made it to here, which I was able to use my little ice road route here, which is actually pretty bloody handy. See, I will just say though, I like the fact that there's bridges to build and you can open routes up, but on that Northern Aegis map they went well too far, and it's like there's no alternate routes, it's all just Trollish crap until you get those roadblocks cleared, and even then it doesn't really seem like it'll do a lot. Rotate me Loaf there, he's a goddamn professional, he knows how it's done. Yeah, but the nice thing is with this mission, now I have got all the landslides and bridges built, it's basically road driving now, most of it anyway, about 95% of it, to my destination. So it was just one of those few missions where it was actually a pretty decent chance to give this thing a little go. And yeah, I mean, I want to like it, it's a new truck, so it's cool, and it's clearly not like a disastrous beginner truck, but it's just more of a highway running truck. It definitely hasn't really got off-roading in mind too much. And you'll see here that with these Trollish concrete sections, you tell me if you think I'm going too fast. Not now, when I hit it, you watch. This one coming up. Oh no, sorry, it might be the next one. That one. There. Was that deserving of completely deleting my suspension and blowing a tyre? Because I was going about 1 mile an hour. Any slower and I would just never approach it. I'll just stop dead, stick the handbrake on and sit there and die of old age. So, I was trying to winch, just say to the left side of the trailer, to that telegraph pole. But the tyre's just butted up against that concrete, it won't bump its way over it. So in the end, I cut a bit out there, but I tried to winch to the right-hand side of the trailer, and then to the telegraph pole, to try and tip the trailer sideways to get that wheel up. And ironically, considering that that trailer absolutely loves to tip 99.9% of the time, the one time I wanted it to tip, suddenly it decided it's the world's most planted trailer that couldn't possibly tip. But after a little bit of faffing around, we got that. However, 2 foot forward, it deleted my suspension, so now my truck sits too low at the front, so I can't get my bumper over that. I reversed too much, and it dropped the, what's it called, the trailer wheel back over that stupid little ledge. So yeah, it's been a fun, well, ironically speaking, sarcastically speaking, an amazingly fun night. And again, I mean, to just take a Loaf everywhere with you, it's beyond debate at this point. Thanks to that. I mean, with the new engine in, somebody said it the other day, it's got less engine durability. I believe it's got like 70 points or something instead of 170 or whatever. It doesn't really matter, you've got your roof rack, you just... yeah, it doesn't really matter. And I'll do a proper video on like the location of it and all the rest of it. I just threw it in here quickly because, at least for any of you, if you might have already took on the that Northern Aegis map to get the upgrade, at least I'll just thought I'll stick it in the video. The Loaf's getting a little bit of a beating at the back there, but again, he knows what he's doing. He'll be all good. Well, I knew after this mission I was going to recover it all to the garage anyway, so it makes no odds. He's more there purely as a roof rack. But you did see earlier when I drove into that ice, I would have been screwed. I would have had to have recovered to garage and drove back there if I didn't have the Loaf with me that was able to pull me out of the ice. Yeah, I mean, this is technically a main road, so got a few little hiccups. And here again, where do I take suspension damage? On a perfectly flat, smooth bridge. Not entirely sure, but that blew another wheel. At this point, I was like, yeah, I just don't care. Keep it pinned in high gear. I know it's pretty much road all the way, so I'll just ignore it for now. Coming up on the right, I believe, is that shortcut. Yeah, I promise you, do not do it. Because if I got literally stuck in the Dolphin, which is basically the most powerful, best off-roading truck in the game, and it has the chained, then yeah, every other truck you're going to use is going to do worse or as good. And yeah, like I said, I was stuck solid, it wouldn't move. I had to winch the whole length of it, which was painful. It probably took me 15 or 20 minutes, when looping round takes 5 minutes. But I thought, you look at it, it's like, oh, it's a little road, might be a bit rough, but I'm in the Dolphin. It should shave a few minutes off. It does not. That is a shortcut of lies. Going through here though, as you can see, I mean, it's pretty easy going. Trying to think what truck is most out of its depth. I think the Brigadier is probably first place out of the 3 trucks. Say the Brigadier, the HX520 and this thing. The Brigadier is probably first, the HX520 is probably second, and this is probably third. I mean, like I said, largely because it just sits so low to begin with. I'm pretty certain there isn't a raised suspension option for this. And as well, I mean, somebody has again said it earlier in the comments, it's got 47-inch wheels, which aren't massive really. The Tiger, I believe, has got 50 or 51. Dolphin's got 51. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but well, a few inches make a difference. That's what she said. One thing I did notice, which you'll kind of see bite me a little bit coming up, and yeah, I am just flooring it without patience, so before someone says, oh, slow down, like, nope, I'm dropping the hammer. Yeah, it's not got the best turning circle. It's a little bit like, yeah, it could do with a little bit of a more turning. As you'll see now, I could already see it coming. I'm trying to obviously turn to the right. Get a bit of a bounce there, it kind of scoots the nose back over because it can't turn in time. I slip down that hill and it unpacks. And I was looking like the Loaf's still on his wheels because he's a goddamn horse, so I probably could get it all back on its wheels, but honestly, after 9 hours of exploring that other bloody map, I'm just going to cheat. I saved the footage, quit the game, loaded the game back up. And fortunately for me, the game saved about 5 seconds before I rolled it, so yeah, that was pretty convenient. That's where I rolled it. Still looked like it was thinking about it then, but we're all good. I mean, who knows, maybe that burst tyre might make a difference. I have still got spare wheels on the Loaf, but like I said, at this point, it's just time to drop the hammer and get it done. There's a trailer from, I brought the Dolphin yesterday and built this first bridge after clearing that landslide. Got a few ticked off the list. And then yeah, this is the last one. It's in 2 stages, so you have to bring the metal beams first. If you bring the spare parts first, then yeah, it just won't let you drop them off, which is a bit odd, but whatever. I suppose it's because the order it does this little animation in, like obviously the metal beams build that section of the bridge, and then it's a bit odd, like service spare parts that make, yeah, you'd think they'd do, I don't know, concrete slabs or wood or I don't know, something. Money wise, was it about 8 grand? It's not amazing pay wise, but realistically, if you do that warehouse trouble mission and you unlock all the metal beams, you can do all 4 of these bridges and the landslide pretty easily. The landslide needs like 2 wooden planks and a service spare part or something, which is also in the same warehouse place I just went to. Yeah, if you add all 4 bridges up together and the landslide, you're probably talking 40 grand then for those missions, and they are pretty easy. It's a little bit repetitive, just zipping back and forth to the warehouse, but yeah, that's not that bad. The reason I was just showing you here, like the nice thing is once you get that whole road opened, it kind of, all to the left, yeah, all this whole, like half of the map and everything, probably more, is very accessible because that road kind of snakes all the way around. It's only really that top right hand corner of the map now that's a bit awkward. You can cross there, but there's no way around it. You're going to have to go through some like super death snow or whatever. You could go this way, but it gets quite boggy through there. But yeah, that's all I was sort of showing you, at least with this road. Probably, yeah, 70% of the map is fairly accessible to get at least close to where you want to go. You might have to do a little bit of extra off-roading afterwards. But yeah, it's worth doing. It definitely opens things up. There's also now a straight road all the way to the Cosmodrome entrance. There's me little beast finding his engine. Again, I mean, the Loafs have been an absolute beast on this this map. This map is a complete punish. So there's the gateway. It's kind of in the opposite corner, really, if you think, like, cool, the gateway is in the top right. The upgrade's in about the bottom left. There's like a red bridge you can see sort of crossing the river, and it's, yeah, there, which you could see just to the left of me, the road. When you drive down that road, you're just far enough away that you don't discover the engine. So I was going to give it to OG Loaf, but he's busy, he's out somewhere, so this one's second in command. We'll let him test it out. And as you can see, I mean, it picks up to, like, I was clicking through the gears, but it motors along nice enough. It ain't really going to have any extra top speed because, like I said, it's the same gearbox, so it's, yeah, it just, I'm guessing, is a bit punchier at getting through its gears. It'll be interesting here and there as I'm, you know, like flipping trucks and all the rest of it. Maybe, yeah, like a bit of an extra oomph, so I can't see it being a bad thing. There's a little drift going on there, splat into the wall. But yeah, I mean, this is just a quick little bit messing around. I ended up kind of drifting around the yard. And to be honest, I didn't really test drive a normal Loaf again and go drifting around the yard as well. I literally just got this footage right at the end of the night when I suddenly decided, like, there's no way I'm going to be able to edit 9 hours of footage into under an hour's video in less than, like, it's going to take me probably, yeah, 8-9 hours to edit that thing or something. So in the long run, it's just quicker to go and restage the footage. But yeah, at least we got it done and it's in the bag, and I'm kind of, yeah, I'm most of the way there now. At least when I restage it, I know exactly where I'm going, so that'll be a lot quicker to sort that out. But yeah, that's about it for today though. I hope you enjoyed, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a Loaf with a top engine, and I'll be back soon.